Yes, hello, Mr. Ashrar Rafiq Bhatt. Welcome on Europedia platform, and let's start your thermodynamics, especially basic and applied thermodynamics NAP for your JKPSC interview. Okay. So, Ashrar, first tell me about second law of thermodynamics and what you feel. Where are the application of that second law of thermodynamics in our daily life?
Yes, sir. Second law of thermodynamics defines the entropy, sir. Uh, Heat transfer takes place governed by second law of thermodynamics. It tells us about the direction of in which process direction is, whether the process is feasible or not, and direction of the process. And its applicability is in the heat engines and in the refrigerations or air conditioning cycles.
You heard about some Clausius statement related to second law of thermodynamics.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Clausius statement
What is
states
the
that
Clausius statement?
yes, sir, it's not possible to transfer heat from low temperature to high temperature without using any external source of energy.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, the
And its
concept of
consequence,
heat pump and refrigerator we get through that statement only. So can you tell
yes,
me
sir.
the difference between a refrigerator and a heat pump?
Yes, sir. Refrigerator is used to maintain the space at lower temperature as compared to the surroundings, and heat pump is used to maintain a higher temperature as compared to surroundings.
So have you seen some heat pump?
Heat pumps are AC behaves as a heat pump as well as refrigerators.
So those kind of convertible ACs are available in market.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Actually, heater, you know, most of the time we use some heaters, coil heaters, or maybe some kind of oil heaters to
Yes,
get
sir.
some kind of heating effect in a particular room. In mostly
Mhm.
hilly areas, we are going to observe those heaters. Okay. So what do you feel? Which one is more efficient and why? If you will compare a heat pump and a heater, which one is more efficient?
Uh, in terms of efficiency, I think sir, heat pump will be more efficient, sir.
Why? How you feel? How you can say that efficiency is higher for a heat pump?
Because I don't know. As of now, I am not able to recall the technical aspect, but as I can, through practical experience, I can visualize that the heater
So fine.
consumes more
So
power
what do you
as
mean by
compared.
that? Like if you are having a 1 kilowatt heater, okay,
Yeah.
and same 1 kilowatt heat pump. So the heat pump you mentioned is more efficient. So what do you mean by that? What is the significance of COP or efficiency?
COP, yes, sir. COP determines the running cost of the system, sir. Running cost of an device, sir.
Mhm.
If the
So
COP
running
is
cost
more,
of the heat pump will be lesser.
running cost will be less. If COP is more, running cost will be less. If COP will be higher, less, running cost will be more.
So you feel running cost of heat pump will be lesser.
Uh, Maybe, sir. I am not unable to recall it.
Mhm. Okay. You know, throttling is a very important process we use in refrigerators. So
Yes, sir.
what is the difference between the throttling means isenthalpic expansion and isentropic expansion? Give me
Yes,
some of
sir.
the difference.
Yes, sir. Throttling, in case of throttling, as an enthalpic process, throttling takes place. Joule, there is an experiment called a Joule-Thomson experiment, which defines the throttling process, which is process when there is a flow through a porous plug or some restricted valve, uh, then throttling occurs, sir. In case of throttling may not be the expansion process because we don't get the expansion work as such, because that's kind of a loss kind of a thing we get in that case. And in case of expansion process, in case of isentropic process, we actually get the expansion work, which we use for our case, sir.
Hmm. You know, for VCRS we use isenthalpic expansion.
Yes, sir.
So what if
And
we use isentropic expansion? Can we use isentropic expansion in VCRS?
it won't justify its cost, sir, there, because it's costly to be used there.
What is subcooling, Ashraf? What do you understand by subcooling in VCRS? And what advantage we get when we carry out subcooling?
Yes, sir. Subcooling is when we cool the refrigerant after refrigerant has passed through the condenser, and it enters the throttling. It enters the throttling device, throttling or expansion device. It is subcooled by temperature below the saturated liquid line, and due to subcooling, refrigeration effect increases, sir, and so does the CO2.
Hmm. What is relative humidity, sir?
Relative humidity is a mass of vapor in air, and to the mass of vapor in air, vapor in air in the saturated condition. I mean, maximum mass of vapor in air.
At what relative humidity most of the person feel comfort?
60% relative humidity, sir.
I just suppose we want to measure the relative humidity at a particular location, but you are not
Yes,
having
sir.
any kind of hygrometer. Hygrometers are the devices used to
Yes,
measure
sir.
the
Hydrometer.
humidity. So we are not
Yes,
having that. We are having only sling cyclometer. So with
sling
this sling cyclometer, can we measure the
cyclometer.
relative humidity?
Yes, sir. As far as I remember, sir, sling cyclometer measures relative humidity by when air is passed through it, passed through the sling cyclometer. I think because of the rotation of this sling cyclometer, we somehow measure
No,
the
sling
relative humidity.
cyclometer directly we are not going to get the relative humidity. We are going to get the dry bulb temperature and wet bulb temperature.
Yes, sir.
So how we can
By
utilize the
measuring the difference,
DBT and
yes, sir.
WBT to measure the relative humidity?
Yes, sir. By measuring the difference between the dry bulb temperature and wet bulb temperature, we can measure the relative humidity.
So with that, you will not be able to measure. You will only be able to analyze how much we are far away from the saturated condition. How you
Yes,
are
sir.
going to get the exact value of the relative humidity if you know the DBT and the WBT?
I think we can use psychometric charts, sir.
Psychrometric chart, there are different standard psychrometric chart or some specific psychrometric chart we need to use for a particular location.
Uh, I think there are standard psychometric charts,
So if
but
you are
I'm not
having a
sure.
particular chart that you can use for each and every location.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Ashraf, you heard about chemical dehumidification?
Chemical dehumidification. I don't know, sir. I am unable to recall it.
So how we carry out dehumidification in our air conditioners?
Dehumidification air conditioners. Sir, I think there in summer air conditioning, we use cooling and dehumidification coils, sir.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Cooling results in cooling condenses the vapor present in the air, sir. That results in the dehumidification of the air, sir.
My last question to you: what is cascade refrigeration?
Yes, sir. In cascade refrigeration system, we utilize the heat of the. We use two cycles basically, in which two refrigeration cycles. In the heat that is the energy that we saved from first cycle, we use it in the another cycle, and the condenser of one cycle serves as a purpose for as an evaporator for another cycle.
Ashraf, what is entropy?
Entropy is the degree of randomness of a system, sir. Degree of randomness.
Degree of randomness.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you heard about principle of increase in entropy of universe. Can you tell me more about
Yes,
that,
sir.
sir?
The principle of increasing entropy states that entropy of the universe will always increase, or it will never decrease, sir. Either system entropy or surrounding entropy may increase or decrease, but entropy of the universe will always be increasing.
Sir, what is irreversibility in thermodynamics and what are the reason behind irreversibility?
Reason behind irreversibility is, sir, we can say entropy is the reason behind the irreversibility.
No, entropy is a kind of effect we are going to observe. Entropy is not the reason.
Yeah, irreversibility is something, sir, when, if we can say it like this, a reversible cycle is one which, if when it is reversed, there is no change in there is no change in the surroundings. We can't see any change in the surroundings in that case. Reversible cycle, irreversibility, we can say that there will be some effect on surroundings when it is reversed.
Okay. Ashar, my last question to you. Can you tell me some of the desirable properties of refrigerant?
Yes, sir. Desirable properties of critical temperature and pressure of refrigerant should be high. Latent heat of vaporization of liquid refrigerant should be low. Latent heat of vapor refrigerant should be high. Freezing point should be low. And it should be non-toxic, non-flammable. And
how much is a refrigerant code for ammonia?
Refrigerant?
Code.
You mean, sir, commercial name?
Yes, commercial name and the refrigerant code.
Yes, sir. R717, sir.
R717.
And, yeah, chemical name NH3.
You know, for most cold storage plant, we use ammonia as a refrigerant.
Yes, sir.
What are the properties, actually which particular properties of ammonia makes it suitable for cold storage plant?
Yes, sir. Ammonia has highest latent heat of vaporization. So it was highest latent heat of vaporization. And for the same mass flow rate, we may require lesser size of the evaporator in that case. So it is used for where we like large centralized plants where we require cooling over a large spaces.
Why don't we use it for domestic purposes?
Because it is so its odor is very bad, so we can't use in that case.
Odor is bad or it is poisonous?
Yeah, it's toxic, sir, too.
Okay, Ashraf, I think now I can provide you the feedback. Ashraf, okay, you are looking sincere, you are looking mature, and your answers are also fine. Technical understanding is looking good. So, and some of the moments you face difficulty in actually relating the things and recalling the things. Otherwise, in most of the questions you answered confidently. I have not found any big issue in your delivery style, but just have some more energy and confidence in your answers. Okay. And sometimes it is good to answer in one line only, but you know to observe the interviewer actually, like whether he's you to answer more or he's in a very quick manner or fast manner he's asking the question. Okay, so if you feel yes they are giving you sufficient time, then utilize that opportunity. So whatever important information, significant part you can highlight about that particular question, highlight that. Okay, so usko one word mat banao ki if I asked you entropy, you mentioned one line. I asked you second law, you mentioned one line. So highlight something more from the understanding you acquired, from that subject. Okay, it's fine. मेरे ख्याल से Ashraf, there is no such problem. You are preparing on the right line. Your preparation is looking good. Okay. You are sincere.
Actually, sir,
definitely they will give you that.
Sir, I was very much exhausted because of the workload today. That's why.
Yes, that I can understand. I can understand.
That's right.
But getting a job is also a kind of very good opportunity. And I feel if you are in your third year or fourth year, you will be able to. I think your mentor supervisor will allow you for that. And that position is for the AE post, assistant engineer with a very good grade. And I feel it is first good to put sincere efforts, 100% efforts to convert this opportunity into the final selection. Okay. So convince your mentor, convince your supervisor. Okay. And request him to allow you for next 4 or 5 days. Your technical understanding is looking good, Ashraf, because you are doing some PhD work. So your academic details are also will be fine, I feel. So, but yes, in interview they will be more interested to know some more things like maybe about the department. What kind of
should I tell them about? Should I tell them about PhD, sir? I'm doing PhD here or not?
Yes, it is good to. Yes, it is. You are in your like how many years you have completed?
I'm in the first year, sir, just first semester. It's course what is going on
You are
right
in
now.
your first year only.
Yes, sir.
Then also you can highlight.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can. But then they are going to ask you like, if you will get this opportunity, what you will do? Then you can
Yes,
highlight. Yes, sir. I joined that PhD because I feel it is good to acquire the knowledge, whatever offer, whatever opportunity we are having. It is good to convert that. So last year I
yes,
got that opportunity and I started pursuing PhD. At the same, because I'm highly interested in utilizing the knowledge which I'm having. Okay, applying those that particular knowledge in
yes,
solving
sir.
that real world problem. So that you can highlight as a strength. So sir, in
Yes,
PhD
sir.
we
Yes,
get very we actually face those day-to-day problems only, and we try to analyze them, and we work in finding some suitable solutions for all those problems. So, but what you need to say is at this moment, sir, I feel getting job is much more important for me because I feel
yes, sir.
that is going to help me and my family. So, if I will get this
Exactly.
opportunity, definitely I'm going to join. And yes, I will leave this PhD program, but I will try to convince my supervisor because I have completed the coursework. Okay, so if he can
Yes, sir.
allow me as a part-time candidate, so I will go for that.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, if he is not going to allow me, then I will continue with my job because the ultimate aim is to serve for my
Yes, I
country.
agree.
Ultimate aim is to serve for my society. So if I will get this opportunity, I feel I will get this opportunity. So I will be in a position to work for my society, work for my country, nation. So that those things you can mention, Ashraf. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
it is good. It
Yes,
is good to highlight because if you are doing PhD, it means you are you will be different from other candidates because you are
yes,
having.
sir. That's why we can visualize things practically that we have
Because
to do
it
it
is
as you
good
are.
because you have not wasted your time. Na? You joined for
Yes, sir.
some good program. But
Yes, sir.
how you are highlighting that, how you are convincing them about that, that matters actually.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
ठीक है, Shra. Good luck
Yes,
and
sir.
best of luck for your final day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.